Hi, welcome back to 1111 Oracle. Here I am today with another pick a card reading. And today I'm going to ask my elemental friends to relay a message to you. So I'm inviting the elementals, meaning the elves, the fairies, the gnomes, the undines, the naiads, the dryads, all of the elementals to come into this space today, and they are going to relieve, I didn't mean to say relieve, but perhaps they will relieve you of some kind of tension or stress that you're going through at the moment. And if not, they are here to relay a very special message to you. So for number one, I have, do you see that? Tiger's eye, number one. Number two, I forget the name. I can tell you that this crystal is meant to help aid you in sleep, dreams, relief of anxiety. So if you're drawn to those kinds of concepts, then this would be your crystal. Okay, and then I have a beautiful amethyst cluster for number three. Okay, so once again, this is number one, number two, and number three. Okay, so let's start off right away with number one, with Tiger's Eye. You guys are very protected. There's nothing to worry about. That's the information that's coming through right away without shuffling the cards first. In relation to your crystal, Tiger's Eye is all about, grounding your energy. It's also about psychic protection. So you, if you're worried about something, if you're worried that you're unsafe, this is just a reminder that everything's going to be okay and that you are guided and protected. I was going to shuffle the cards for you, I promise, in front of the camera, but as I picked up the deck, exactly 3 cards fell out. So the elementals are very anxious to relay this important message to you. Okay, so we have the Life Bringer, and the words are establishment, growth, and fulfillment. Next, we have Volva, prophecy, guidance, direction. And then we have the Merciful One, compassion, release, and relief. Interesting, that word relief keeps coming up, oddly enough. So I didn't do that on purpose. We're going to place the cards here. I'm going to try to do this. Okay. And just going to put this one over here. Lovely. Okay, so let's tune in to your message today. This should be a very beautiful message I'm feeling. So what I'm getting is you bring a lot of joy to people around you. You either in just your presence, your smile, your energy, something about you is just really very entrancing and beautiful and welcoming, and you bring a lot of joy to the people around you. Now, what I'm hearing is that you are also healers. So you may want to look into this a little bit more. You may be a healer in more of the traditional sense, or some of the more unconventional ways of healing. It could be that you're into energy healing, such as Reiki, as am I. If you have any questions about that, you can comment down below, and I'd be happy to answer any questions related to Reiki and energy healing if you're new to the practice. Otherwise, you just have this grace and this presence about you, and you a little aware of it, but you're kind of shy about this. You're a very humble and grounded person, so you're not the kind of person to just look into the mirror and stare at yourself and say, "Oh my goodness, I'm so pretty, I'm so beautiful." You're very grateful for the gifts that you have, and you're very humble for those gifts. The elementals want to bring forth to you this understanding, this knowledge of who you are as a person. The elementals, in particular the fairies, really like to spend time around you. You do have a green thumb as part of your healing gift. You may keep a lot of plants around you, may have a beautiful lush garden. If you have any tips for gardening, link those down below, as I am actually new to the whole gardening thing, and I would love to find out more about you, how you are able to grow your plants so beautifully. And you have this very special touch and very special connection, I'm hearing, to animals as well, and to plant life, to people. Children are naturally drawn to you, and the elementals want to remind you of, how wonderful you are and how much they appreciate you. So if you are someone who has a green thumb and who naturally works with plants, you can bet your bottom dollar that you do have a lot of fairies around you anyway. You may not see them. You may sometimes notice little sparkles in the corner of your eye and ignore what that's all about. But you are a healer, and you do attract fairies to you. You are also someone who you like to take your time, you like to enjoy, and the fairies are encouraging you to continue to do this, because I'm also hearing that sometimes you get caught up in your work and you don't always have time to spend time in nature, or you kind of put that to the wayside because you have these other obligations. And I'm also hearing that your work is fairly demanding. I'm also getting an image and a picture of you, sort of scrambling at times with your work, whatever your work is, your 9 to 5, if you will. So the fairies are coming in very strongly, and they're saying, don't forget to come out and play with us. This is their message to you. They want to remind you to play with them. And by playing, they mean just enjoying, going out into the garden, sipping your cup of coffee or tea, and just sitting and playing and, watching the flowers around you, spending time talking to your plants. Your plants are very connected energetically to you, and they respond very well when you sing. I'm getting some of you like to sing to your plants, and some of you do like to talk and communicate to your plants. It's not that they're necessarily going to understand the words, but as you know, plants are sentient beings, and they do have their own auric fields and energy vibrations. They are alive. So when you do speak and communicate to your plants, what they do detect is your tone, the vibration coming from your voice. And you do have a very sweet voice. A lot of you, I'm hearing that your voice is very kind of sing-songy. And this has a beautiful, lovely healing quality to it already that, just by speaking and being in your presence, some people are just like that. They don't have to do much for their plants, and they grow naturally and more beautifully because they can feel the love coming. They can feel that energetic vibration from your voice, coming out of your voice. Let's see if I can bring in any other messages for you at this time. Watch out for some people who don't really understand your need for that breathing space and that rest and relaxation. The elementals, the fairies in particular, are saying don't mind them. They don't understand. They're not on the same level or vibration frequency as you. Don't let them get you down. Make sure that you do have plenty of time to ground and rest in nature and rest in general. And if there are people around you who kind of bully you or push you around, for some of you, I don't know why I keep getting this image, but for some of you, I keep getting that you have a particular boss that, has all the, atypical, what is it? Alpha man or alpha woman type A kind of personality, and you try to be a type A personality in order to fit in the workplace. You do a great job at giving people what they want within that environment. But there is this sort of bullyish feeling that I'm getting from a boss. So, some of you may resonate. Comment down below if this is you. And, of course, the fairies are telling you it's okay to have two separate lives. I'm not quite sure why that comes through. I think you'll understand more than me. Perhaps you have your day job, in the evening you have a separate kind of experience. You have another vocation, or you have a different hat, a different personality that you put on. So the fairies are saying it's okay to have two separate lives. Just make sure, they're very firm on this one, make sure that you do stand up for yourself within the workplace, to set those boundaries for yourself. In other words, if you can't handle something, you need to be very clear with it and to just say, I will be able to do whatever this is in the morning, this assignment in the morning, but right now I have 3 other assignments that I have to do. Okay, if this is related to college, if you're in school, for instance, or you're younger and you're in school, then it wouldn't be so much a boss. It could be a particular teacher or authority figure in your life that has this very bullyish quality to you, even a parent. And then I want to be careful with the word bully for parents, but this is more to say that there's someone who doesn't share the same energetic kind of imprint as you, and that's okay. But you need to let them know kindly in so many words that, you know what, I'm going to get everything you ask of me done, but I don't do it in the same way that you do. If we're talking about a boss, not sure why, and perhaps you're already aware of this information. For some reason, I see you moving into another department or moving away from this boss, this very aggressive kind of personality. It could be that this person is going to be laid off and there will be a new person to replace them. Either way, I feel that the more you assert yourself, the more you ground yourself in nature, spend time with the elementals, spend time with the plants and fairies, and ask the fairies and the plants for their guidance to help you, ease into a more harmonious lifestyle. If you ask them for their help, they will come in to help you in very little mysterious, sparkly ways. They will help to shift energies around you so that your life will reflect more of that kind of unmasked inner life that you so deeply seek and are fond of. So in summary, you have this beautiful, laid back, grounded, healing energy. You're good with plants. You're very connected to the fairies. You have the capacity, I'm also hearing, to just grow plants that were previously pretty much on the verge of extinction. You're able to revive them somehow. Like if ever a friend gave you their plant, I'm also hearing that you are that person that friends give you their plants. Like, oh, I got this plant, but I don't know what to do with it, and I don't know how, and it's not really my thing. They just give you their plants. So, your life purpose in future is going to bring you closer and closer and closer to nature. For now, where you are is perfect. You are where you are meant to be, but keep in mind that as you go further on in your life path, you're going to express more of this healer type quality towards people, towards animals, towards plants, and the fairies want to work very closely with you. Also, just the last note to pay attention to your dreams, because your dreams hold hidden messages in them. If you can, once you wake up, just jot down a few things. I like to sometimes, as soon as I wake up, jot a couple of notes in my phone because I know that once I get up and start the day, I'll forget. So you can do that and have like have a note, you know, in the background of your phone, and just have that ready for as soon as you wake up. Jot down some things from your dreams. So your dreams have clues, they have messages. The fairies like to visit you in your dreams, but they are all around you all the time, especially when you are working out in your garden or with your plants. And they want to remind you that they love you very much, that they love being around you, they think you're wonderful, and they think you should know that too. So that was a gorgeous message. I hope you really appreciated it. The fairies certainly love you and appreciate you. So if you did like the video and you did like the message, I would so much appreciate a like, a share, a comment, and a subscribe to my channel. It would so help me out. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you. Bye. Hello, number 2. So number 2, I'm so sorry I forgot the name of your crystal, but it's a really pretty crystal, and it may be hard to see right now because of the positioning of my camera, so I'm sorry about that. But let's get to your reading. So I have my beautiful deck right here that I'm going to shuffle for you, and we are going to pull out 3 cards. Let's go ahead and do that. One for group number 2. And I'm getting this one. Let's take a look. I love it already. I so love it. And one of the cards was in the last reading. Different meaning, but in the last reading nonetheless. So this is interesting. You have... I love this card so much. Something about her eyes and her whole being is so cool. The Green Witch. Fresh new spring. So right off the bat, you may be starting something new, a new project. And you also may have quite a green thumb, work with herbs. Consider yourself a witch, but sort of a kitchen witch. Then we have vulva. Okay. Prophecy, guidance, and direction. So yes, definitely a new project, a new venture, with new and then direction. I see something is very exciting. And then the last card, I mean, you have the Fairy Norn, and she's all about planning, patience, and cooperation. So, okay, so I'm getting some interesting insight here. All right, let's get into this. I'm excited about yours. So what I see here, let me just take a moment. Just a moment to center myself. Okay. You have a very you know, it does make sense if you're attracted to this video that you would have a close connection with the elementals. You're very much, you work with gnomes. I'm hearing there are a lot of, if you have a garden, there are a lot of gnomes in your garden, little gnomes. Gnomes love to help with busy work, and they see you very busy and preparing things and planning. You like to organize, and they love that. Gnomes are all about planning and preparation and busy work. So they're all about helping you in your home, helping you outside. They're just like, they're very hands-on. I just feel their energy around you, kind of like, okay, she's working again. All right, you get this, you get that. And they're like ordering each other around to kind of help you out with whatever you're doing in the home. They get very excited when you get excited, I'm hearing, and they get very, you know, into whatever you're doing. They're very willing to help. They love helping you out. You have a very important purpose here on Earth. So you have a very important purpose here on Earth. In whatever you're planning, whatever you're envisioning, whatever you see, you are going to be able to manifest that towards you. Simply because you have I'm getting for a lot of you have a very organized mind and you're able to see the steps ahead of you very clearly and efficiently, and you will be able to pull in the necessary ingredients in order to make your recipe pan out, if you catch my drift. Now, it could be, speaking of recipes, I feel that a lot of you are into sort of herbal remedies. You may not like, more modern type of medication. When you have a headache, instead of taking a Tylenol, you might know exactly just the kind of tea to brew, or, everybody kind of goes to you for different types of herbal remedies and types of more natural kinds of relief. And you have this vision of perhaps setting up something, could be a business or something in line with this, maybe even something on the side where you're going to start to sell these sort of recipes that you make. It could be that you are, you're going to make your own soap, or you're going to even make your own essences like natural perfumes. But whatever it is, there's something with herbs that you are extremely competent with, and you know what I'm talking about. You have this very clear sighted vision of, this product and how you would like it to look and what you would like it to be. And so the elementals, in particular the gnomes, but there are other elementals coming through, which I'll talk about in a moment. The gnomes are really here to help you plan and execute everything out. So you may not realize this or not. You may have a certain affinity or attachment to gnomes. Not sure if you ever saw the movie Amélie Poulain. All right, it's just a fun little movie from France that takes place in Paris. And there is a gnome there. So if you never checked out the movie, you might want to check it out. Just a side message. It's one of my favorite movies for sure. So this is what I'm seeing. You're a very good planner. You can see things out very well. And there's a new project. For some of you, don't know why I'm getting this, but for some of you, this could involve the project being an actual pregnancy or baby. And this will come about because you will take exactly the right steps and you know exactly what to do. Okay, your gnome friends are all asking you to just relax. Now I'm hearing undine. If you're attracted to water, I don't see any water particularly associated with these cards, but if you are drawn to water, there's a reason for that. You have a special connection with the undines, and if you do believe in having past lives as other sort of beings besides humans, if you are open to the concept of past lives, and I'm going to assume that the most of you are, especially if you do consider yourself someone who's very much in line with herbal remedies and witchcraft, in line with paganism. You might already be open to the concept of past lives, but some of you have had past lives as undines. Undines are like mermaids, except instead of having the stereotypical image of the mermaid, they are more just like, human beings, if you will, in spirit form, and they are water spirits. They take care of the water. So elementals take care of the plants, they take care of the water, they take care of the environment, they take care of animals. Think of them like angels of the earth, all right? They're very closely tied to the earth. You have elementals elsewhere, but we won't talk about that in this video. But undine, Undine, you may want to take a look at that. Some of you have red hair. I don't know. The green witch has red hair. I'm going to pull her out and I'm going to show you. I just feel very pulled, no pun intended, to show you this card again, since it's so far away and I know you can't see it the best. I'll have to find a better spot maybe for my videos, but for now this will do. And she has red hair. I'm hearing there's something about your appearance that is particularly striking. I don't know why the elementals want to relay this message. This is going to act in a special way to draw others to you, your appearance. And for some reason, it's your appearance that is going to actually help in your business. Oh, it could be that a lot of you are thinking of opening a line of beauty products, natural beauty products. And that's why you are the Green Witch, and that's why you are so connected to those gnomes and those elementals that want to help you busy around and plan and bring your ideas to the forefront. So whatever you are planning, whatever you are trying to bring towards you, will pan out. And you are very connected to the gnomes. You're very connected to the undines. You have this gorgeous, like, stable energy. Sometimes you get a little anxious when things don't work out. So just take a moment to step outside, breathe some fresh air, or even just sit on your couch or the floor and just ground a little bit. But you are you're doing very well, and you should be very proud of yourself. Your vision will come true. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked my video, please, I would greatly appreciate it if you can like, comment, share, or subscribe to my channel. Your energy and your love is very much appreciated. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye. Hello, number 3 with the beautiful amethyst quartz. You may be drawn to this quartz because you have a very good connection with your third eye. You have a pronounced third eye. You may suffer from anxiety at times because of the intensity of the energy pulling through your third eye. Just remember to ground. Okay, I am going to shuffle the cards, and we will pull out 3 for you for the messages from the elementals. 1. Actually, I'm going to say no, that's not it. Okay, let's do that again. 1, this one is. And then the rest is easy. 2 and 3. This one. Let's come on. Let's take a look at what we have here. Ooh. So, confirms my suspicion. You are an initiate. I'll explain that in a moment. Curiosity, open, warm. Oh, this one came out again as well. Interesting. You are the life bringer, establishment, growth, fulfillment. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Very open third eye. Awen, you have, I love this card so much. Gift, divine inspiration, and awakening, my dear. Let's take a look. We have Awen. Awen just reminds me of, I forget her name from Lord of the Rings, but the one with the darker hair. You'll know what I'm talking about. Maybe some of you are Lord of the Rings fans, and this reading is meant for you. Okay. You have, I want to just jump into it right away. I'm very excited. You have a very strong connection with the elves. Oh, lucky you. That is cool. You have a very strong connection with the elves. If you are into this concept, you may have been an elf in a past life or many lifetimes. You are particularly beautiful is what I'm getting as well if you pick this, or there's something different and striking about your appearance. Your eyes may have an almond shape to them. You might have a little bit of pointy ears, and people may comment that you kind of look like an elf or a fairy, you know, if they're not too familiar with elves. So I'm just going to move this a little bit. There we go. Have a little bit more centered. You have a very powerful gift, and you are very connected to the upper dimensions, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, anything beyond. You're very, 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 very connected. Very connected, very big open third eye, and sometimes this certainly is not it acts sometimes as a gift that you're like, I don't want it. You know, I got it, but I don't want it, okay? It causes too much trouble. I have a hard time relating and connecting to others. And so I just don't want it. But the thing is, this is a gift that is meant for you. And right now, what is happening, if you feel a little overwhelmed, it's because you are going through a total rebirthing of yourself, of your psychic potential, of your psychic abilities. And the elves are coming in to say, and not just the elves, you have fairies around you, tree spirits I'm hearing. You may connect with that. You may really have a close tie with trees, and you may find that you sometimes talk to the trees, or like if you're outside, you may find that oddly enough, you have just different thoughts that pop into your head that don't seem to match anything. And this happens when you are around trees, and this may be trees communicating to you. If you're not too familiar, plants and trees and nature, they have their own spirit, they have their own sentience, their own awareness of being, and they're very high vibrational beings. Very, very connected. Some people who even study plants and trees in the realm of spirituality say that they have a spirit form that is like an angelic being sort of attached to that tree. So the tree doesn't exist only on the physical, it exists on higher levels and higher dimensions. And it pulls in wisdom from the other trees and from all of its, from the higher realms and from all of its years of incarnation on earth. So you may have just random thoughts that occur to you when you're near trees. And this is coming from the trees, I'm hearing, not just the trees, of course, but look into the concept of clair audience, but you have a pronounced, some of you are very clairaudient, but I'm hearing that many of you are very talented and gifted at all of the clairs. You're clairvoyant. You may be able to see auras. You may be able to see spirits or beings in the corner of your eye. You know, be open to that. You may be able to, I'm hearing, no, I don't want to be open to that. And that's fine. If you're afraid, just ask for protection from the elves. They will come in and protect you. Also, make sure that if there are unwanted spirits around, you very firmly stand your ground in your space, and you say, if you are not coming in with the highest intention and my highest intention, my highest good, with the highest love for me, then you are not welcome in this space. You can very firmly state this, and this will help to push them out of your space. You create a boundary. Important to say no, right? No means no. Also to spirits. You're clairvoyant. You're claircognizant. You just know things. You're clairaudient. Pay attention. This is a gift that you're not very aware of. A lot of people who have clairaudience don't realize that they have clairaudience. Reason being is it's the least obvious one to understand, and it's the most rare. Actually, I don't know if it's the most rare, but it is one of the most rare. I'm going to say it's the most rare, okay? We're the special unicorns in this group, all right? If anybody has a problem with that, you just say, I'm sorry, I'm a special unicorn. I was told by 1111 Oracle that I am, so. And you are clairaudient, so why? And I'll get back to that, okay? And then you're clairsentient. Clairsentient is the ability to feel energies around you. So feeling energies is more, can be subtle, but it's more obvious than hearing, quote unquote. And clear knowing, well, claircognizant, knowing something, that's obvious because you just know it. Clairvoyant is very obvious in a lot of cases, especially yours, because you can see it. And some pay attention to your imagination because you also get visions in your mind, in your dreams. Clairaudience is a little different because it's not always something that you hear with a physical voice. If you did, you would be probably freaked out of your mind a lot of the times, okay? I'm clairaudient, so I often hear messages, and I'll explain how I do that so you can understand your gift as well. Hearing, clairaudience, okay, is when sorry, I'm in between two thoughts. What was I going to tell you? I was going to tell you something and I totally forgot it now. Okay. Oh well, this message is more important. When I hear information, it is in my mind, in my thoughts. So it's almost like someone else will implant a thought into my mind. It may sound like it's in my own voice, or it may take on another voice just because I have an overactive imagination, much like when you read a book and you imagine the voices of the different characters. It's exactly like that for clairaudience. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. So when I said I'm hearing, I got that message sort of in my mind, and I understood the word in my thoughts, ringing in the ears. So I'm hearing that you have a sort of a ringing in your ears a lot. You may have gone to the doctor about this and the doctor didn't know what to tell you, thinking it was tinnitus. There's a condition called tinnitus. This is not the same. This doesn't hurt you. This is just a weird kind of ringing that comes out of nowhere. I get it too. It's always super cool when it happens. I can't control it enough, but I'm just getting that you get it a lot more often than I do. I don't get it that often. You have a ringing in your ears, and this is when basically your vibration is matching the frequency of a higher vibration, or higher vibrational being is trying to connect with you. You won't be able to listen for words necessarily. If you can, that's great, and that's super cool, and let me know if you do hear anything when you do hear the ringing. The thing to pay attention to when you hear a ringing is your thoughts. What are your thoughts trying to tell you? Is there a thought? Is there a clairaudient thought that popped into your mind? And then you should extra pay attention to that. Pay attention to your thinking and pay attention to your feelings and what's going on around you. Nonetheless, I want to say I'm so excited for you guys. You are coming into a big, massive spiritual awakening right now, and you may have felt this or not. Maybe you're aware of, just having more weird supernatural things happening around you. This is because your third eye is really opening up. So what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing is for you to, just have a seat somewhere, preferably outside if you can, and then just ground your energy. Imagine roots coming from under your seat or under your feet, and just push all of your worries into those roots, into the ground, so they can be fertilized and recycled. And then ask for healing energy to come up the roots and to ground your body, mind, spirit, soul. So you have powerful gifts. This is where I come to the point where I explain what an initiate is. What is an initiate? Well, first of all, you are an initiate. What does that mean? Okay. An initiate is someone who is think of initiation. Think of any kind of sorority or fraternity. Oddly enough, I don't know why I'm hearing some of you are going through an initiation with a sorority or a fraternity. Let me know in the comments if that's you and if it's true. But beyond just being initiated, this is, if you are going through some kind of an initiation in your sorority or a fraternity, this is only a reflection of the fact that you are a spiritual initiate. Spirit is putting you through their own process of initiation, where they're testing you now, and they're opening you up to a new way of seeing, of feeling, of thinking, of being, of knowing. And you are that initiate that goes into this plane of existence, this very 3D, and you are going to be that person that spirit comes to contact in a lot of cases, which can be overwhelming. Let me say that again. Overwhelming, right? I know a lot of you are hearing me right now and nodding your heads like, yes, overwhelming. But nothing to fear. It's all in your hands. You are in control, even though sometimes you feel that you're not. If you find that sometimes what's happening to you is too much, you can ask Spirit to slow it down a little bit or to give you a little bit of a break. And you can say, Spirit, I love you. Thank you so much for this gift. Thank you so much for trusting me with it. But I need a little break and I need to focus on my schoolwork. I need to focus on, whatever it is. For some reason, I'm getting a lot of you are in college. And so balancing school and this spiritual awakening is like, whoa, I had one thing going and I have two things going at the same time. And for, of course, a lot of you who are not able to go into a physical building because of COVID and you're sheltering at home, you may be dealing with all kinds of challenges where your school life and your home life don't have that boundary, and there's very little boundaries around you. It seems like you're just like fluid and open to everything. So I will ask you right now, I'm going to stop interpreting for a moment, and I'm going to ask you to pause. I'm going to ask you to visualize roots coming out from under your feet. If you're standing, if you're sitting, from under your seat. I'm going to ask you to breathe in through your nose for a count of 1, 2, 3. Exhale your anxieties, worries through the roots for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close your eyes for a minute. Imagine that healing energy coming up through the roots, coming into your heart space, into your mind, grounding your energy back down, stabilizing you nice and strong like a tree or a beautiful plant or flower that is going to blossom into the beautiful being that you are, inside and out. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. I'm hoping you feel a little bit more grounded. I certainly do. So thank you for that. Thank you for coming in to watch the readings, because thanks to you, I got to do a little bit of an impromptu grounding mindful meditation practice with you. Back to the interpretation. The elves just want to relay one more little message to you. The elves want to remind you of your intelligence, because a lot of times you doubt yourself. People look at your appearance and they often think it's unfortunate, and it shows how superficial people are. It's actually a reflection of them, not so much a reflection of you, and it's their projections. They see your appearance and they assume those people who are operating at a lower vibrational frequency. Out of envy, they look at you and they project that you must be a superficial person, and or that you're not as intelligent as they are. Just because you don't speak the same way that they do, or take the same courses, or have the same interests, or even like to talk about the same things. Keep in mind that if you are in college, there are a lot of shallow people who go to college sometimes. There are all kinds of people. If you're not in college and you're younger than this, same thing. There are shallow and conceited, superficial people everywhere. And if you're, if you're watching this video and you're looking for advice on how to respond to these kind of people, what the elves are coming in to say is to just trust yourself. You don't have an unconventional beauty, perhaps, and you don't have an unconventional, you have an unconventional beauty and you have an unconventional intelligence that goes above and beyond anything that a lot of people can imagine and put into place. Don't worry about them. they're not worth your time. How about that? You stay grounded in who you are. Go find people who appreciate you. Don't look to make friends with those people who don't give you that time of day, because more likely than not, and I can assure you and guarantee you, they're dealing with a lot of issues. And let me make a final little note here that the elves are really pushing me to make for you. You are not, why did I want to say you are not? You are not who, okay, this is the message that comes through. It's like I wanted to say something, but when I opened my mouth to speak, other words came out. And I was like, what? Why did I say that? So see, that's how my clairaudience works sometimes. It's just channeled through, and you can do the same thing. You may find sometimes you say things and you're not sure why you said them. It's you're channeling. So the message that the elves are pushing me to say is that you are not the things that other people say you are. You are either so much more if it's a compliment, but remember to stay grounded and be humble and not to get too high and mighty. That's always important. And you know this already. If it's a negative comment, this is more of a projection. They are projecting their superficiality and their negativity onto you. So don't worry about it. People with a high vibration, people with high light are going to attract a lot of admirers and haters too. There will be a pool of haters, inevitably. And I read a quote. Oh man, this is so interesting. I read a quote yesterday, and I thought it was funny because when I read the quote, I just had the intuition that I'm going to need to repeat this quote later on to other people. I didn't think it would be in this context, but here we go. The quote said something like, don't worry about people who try to bring you down because they are already below you. Does that make sense? Isn't that so powerful? People who try to bring you down are already below you. So if you think of it this way, if someone is trying to bring you down, it's because they are envious that you are above, and at least they perceive you to be above. You don't necessarily look at it that way. They want to bring you down either to their level or, more often than not, lower than their level. Okay, by instilling grief and anxiety and self-doubt into you so they can feel better about themselves. You know, if they see you cry or if they see you upset, now all of a sudden they feel proud of themselves. And trust me, this is nothing to feel proud of, all right? So don't worry about these people. You are gorgeous inside and out. You are intelligent. You are an initiate, for heaven's sake. Spirit is coming at you and you're coming into this gorgeous spiritual awakening. Take care of the gifts that you're growing because you have a lot of them. And the elves just want to remind you that they are present. They are around you. They have, their intuition that they would like to share with you at hand. But in order to receive that intuition, you need to make sure that you stay humble, you stay grateful, you stay grounded in the earth, you take plenty of time to rest and relax, and then you will start to feel the person you are meant to be and that you already are deep down inside. So that was a gorgeous, gorgeous message. And thank you so, so much for tuning in with me today. If you like the reading, I would so appreciate a like, a share, a comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It would so help out my channel. And I look forward to bringing you more positive messages your way in the next videos. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love and light. Bye.